All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rekakwadash Bakatham. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And a salute and a Shalom to all the Akim that are out to labor pushing this truth in all sincerity and in truth. Not sure of the title of this lesson, but I'm going to go into how we are supposed to carry ourselves with class and with humility. All right, because we are the royal and holy people of Yahweh Shem Shai. Let's get this. Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." Right? It said, "For you are a holy people who belong to Yahweh your power. Of all the people on earth, Yahweh your power has chosen you to be his own special treasure." Right? Now, I typed this in. I looked this up on, I think I looked this up at work first, but I typed in on Google, "In the East, how does a royal and holy people supposed to carry themselves?" A royal and holy people ought to carry themselves by reflecting their divine status through humility. See? Now, what is humility? Humility is a perspective of self-awareness that involves accurately assessing your own strengths and weaknesses without excessive pride or arrogance. See? Accurate self-perception. Humility is not thinking you are inferior, but rather having a realistic and modest view of your own importance, abilities, and limitations. You can acknowledge your strengths without feeling superior to everyone else. Blah blah blah, whatever. You say, focus on others. A humble person tends to focus on others rather than themselves, valuing their needs, perspectives, and contributions. It involves recognizing that you are one of many people with strengths and talents. Blah blah blah. Okay. Humility, the quality of having a modest view of one's value or importance. It says what? Modesty, lack of pride, meekness. See? Humbleness. Now, even though we are a royal and holy people, we are still to remain humble, man. It says service, right? Serving one another. This is the book of Galatians. Galatians 13. Salakia. Galatians 5 and 13. Salakia. Come on, man. Golly. It says, for brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not the liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. See? We ought to serve one another. It says, for you have been called to live in freedom, my brothers and sisters. But don't use your freedom to satisfy your sinful nature. Instead, use your freedom to serve one another in love. Right? Hold on. Hold on. This is Galatians 5 and 14. It says, for all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? Meaning what? If you love your neighbor as yourself, you won't sin against your brother. Right? You won't look at your brother's woman or women with lust. All right? You won't, all right? You won't even, all right? All right, plus you won't even, how can I put it? Plus you won't even have the desire to know who they are. Because that's none of your business. See? It says, and proclaiming Yahweh's praises rather than with arrogance. This means living as others. It says living an others focused life, honoring one another, and accepting the challenges that come with faith as described in the Bible. Live with humility and service. A key part of being royal and holy is not about pride, but about a mindset of service and sacrifice. Now, Yahweh Shah, he did this. He washed the apostles' feet. Okay, this is John 13. John 13 and John 13 column 1. It says, now before the feast of the Passover, when Yahweh Shai knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own which were in the world, loved them unto the end. A supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. Yahushua, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hand, he knew that he was come from Yahweh, and went to Yahweh. He riseth from supper, and laid aside his garments, and took a towel, and girded himself. After that, he poured water, and after that he poured water into a basin, and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with a bowl. It says, and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded. Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, doest thou wash my feet? Yahushua answered and said unto him, Why? This says, what do I? It says, what I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. Peter said unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. Yahushua answered him, If I wash thee not, thou hast no part in me. Simon Peter saith unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. Yahushua saith to him, He that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit. Ye are clean, but not all. See? All right. It says, Ye call me master and Lord, ye say, well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet, serving one another. For I have given you an example, that ye should do as I have done unto you. And verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is greater than he that sent him. See? All right, also what? Honoring the ancient, honoring the elders. See? Now, do Jake honor the elders? Now, do Jake honor in Jake's neighborhood, do they honor the elders? No, they don't at all. They disrespect them. Is that how a royal and holy people supposed to act? No, they're not. We're supposed to be better. We are supposed to be better than what we are right now. We're cursed. I know. I get it. But we're still supposed to carry ourselves with class, man. Not like niggas. Not acting like niggas, man. Not sagging your pants and all that shit, man. This is this. It says this, Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Deuteronomy 4 and 6. It says, Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which Yahweh your power, it says, which Yahweh, power of your fathers, giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh Shah, your power, which I command you. Your eyes have seen what Yahweh did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that follow Baal Peor, Yahweh thy power hath destroyed them from among you. But ye did, it says, but ye that did cleave unto Yahweh your power are alive, every one of you to this, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you judgments. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh thy power commanded me. Right, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great nation. It says, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Are they saying that now? No, they're not. Because Jake don't know how to act, man. All right, man, Jake is disrespectful, man. It says, for what nation is there so great, who Yahweh, Khan says, who hath Yahweh so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for. All right, man. Now in the kingdom, we're going to live a righteous life for all eternity. We're going to keep the statutes, laws, and commandments in the kingdom. See, because in the kingdom, the heathen will look at us with admiration, like, damn, these are the people. Look at them. They're glowing. This is Job 28 and 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of Yahweh Shah, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Say what? Let wisdom meet you at every thought. See, man, Joseph, he let wisdom meet him at every thought, right? And he proved that he was a man of honor, right? He proved that he was a man of honor and a man of what? Standards and values, man. Jake, that's how we're supposed to carry ourselves, man. This is Psalms 19 and 7. The law of Yahweh Shemashah is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh Shemashah is sure, making wise the simple. See? All right, man. All right, man. Now when the Akim, when we go, let's say we go out to eat, right? We are what, man? Respectful. See? We carry ourselves with class in public. Jake, that's how we're supposed to carry ourselves, man, with class, man. Know how to act in public, man. Not being disrespectful and all that, man. Psalms 111 and 10. The fear of Yahweh Shemashah, says the fear of Yahweh Shemashah is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. Praise, it says his praise endureth forever. Let's see. All right, man. Let's get this. Now, King Solomon, right? King Solomon, he carried himself with class, right? To the point that the nations heard of Solomon's wisdom. They heard of his wisdom. This is 1 Kings 10 and 6. I don't have any scriptures written down. I'm just going where the Spirit take me. Well, let's get this. The Queen of Sheba, right? 1 Kings 10 and 1. And when the Queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of Yahweh Shemashah, it says concerning the name of Yahweh, she came to prove him with hard questions, right? With what? Riddles. See? With riddles, with dark sentences. And she came to Jerusalem with a very great train with camels that bear spices and very much gold and precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him all that was in her heart. And Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from the king, which he told her not. It says Solomon had answers for all her questions. Nothing was too hard for the king to explain to her. And when the Queen of Sheba had seen all of Solomon's wisdom, and the house that he had built, and the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel, and his cupbearers, and his accent by which he went up unto the house of Yahweh, there was no more spirit in her, right? So she seen how King Solomon carried himself, she was like, what? Right? Because with what she heard, didn't do any justice, didn't do it any justice. But her seeing it face to face, she was like, oh, wow. She fainted, man. She passed out. She fainted. Come on, man. It say, she was overwhelmed. She was also amazed at the food on his tables, the organization of his officials, and their splendid clothing, the cupbearers, and the burnt offering Solomon made at the temple of Yahweh. Right? She said to the king, it was a true report that I heard in mine own land of thy acts and of thy wisdom. Howbeit I believed not the words until I came and mine eyes had seen it. Alright, man, so what the Queen of Sheba heard of Solomon, man, what she heard didn't do it any justice, man. She had to see it for herself. She was like, I've heard everything about King Solomon. I've heard of his fame, his wisdom, and all that. I got to see for myself. Says, howbeit I believed not the words until I came, and mine eyes had seen it. And behold, the half was not told me. Thy wisdom and prosperity exceeded the fame which I heard. Come on, man. Jake, we're going to carry ourselves like this in the kingdom, man. Jake, man, the heathen are supposed to look at us and know how to live. It says, happy are thy men, happy are these thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom. Blessed be Yahweh thy power, which delighted in thee, to set thee on the throne of Israel, because Yahweh loved Israel forever. Therefore made he thee king to do judgment and justice. It says, praise Yahweh your power, who delights in you, and has placed you on the throne of Israel because of Yahweh's eternal love for Israel. He has made you king so you can rule with justice and righteousness. Says, then she gave the king a gift of 9,000 pounds of gold, great quantities of spices and precious jewels. Never again were so many spices brought in as those the Queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. Come on, man. It says what, man? This is your wisdom in the sight of the nations, right? This is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. See, man? All right, man. So, with that, I say, Shalom.